Nigel Farage is under investigation over his failure to declare that he accepted a £5 million gift from a financial backer of Reform UK.
When I was asking him as to why he did not declare the donation, he was very reluctant to answer questions. He said it was a waste of space in terms of the questions being asked. He said he had no doubt at all about the donation. He said that it was entirely personal, that he'd read the rules. He didn't think it should have been declared. This donation he got a few months before he became an MP. He got it, I think, in the spring. It was £5 million. It was from Christopher Harborne, who is a crypto billionaire. He lives in Thailand.
He also paid Farage £1 million in November 2022. I have never said this publicly before, but now that we've discovered, this is the first time I've said this, Paul, but now that we've discovered £5 million went to Farage in 2024, I am obliged to disclose the £1 million, which I believe went to Farage in late 2022 as well. And that smacks to me of a deal. The 2019 general election was sewn up between Nigel Farage, Christopher Harborne, and Boris Johnson. And it was a monetary deal. The other fact I think people need to know is that Christopher Harborne, he can sue me if he thinks that I'm lying. Christopher Harborne tried to break electoral law by hiding his identity when making donations to the Brexit Party in 2019. Now, I have said a number of things just now to you, Paul, which would end with me being, which should end with me being on the end of legal action from Christopher Harborne and Nigel Farage, if what I've said is wrong. They will not sue me because what I'm telling you is the truth.
A politician says, the state won't protect me. So I took £5 million from a billionaire for my personal security. Parliament says, why didn't you declare it? And that same billionaire, he already handed that politician's party £9 million separately. This isn't just a story about one man's scandal. This is a story about how money quietly buys political power and how nobody even bothers to hide it anymore. Nigel Farage, you know the name, the face of Brexit, the leader of Reform UK, and right now, the fastest rising political force in Britain. The Parliamentary Commissioner for Standards has opened a formal investigation into Farage over a £5 million gift he received from crypto billionaire Christopher Harborne, with the inquiry examining whether he breached Commons rules by failing to declare the payment. Farage's defence? It was a personal gift for security. He broke no rules. Parliament's question? You are an elected MP. Registering your financial interests isn't optional. So why did this stay hidden? The investigation will examine whether the Reform leader complied with Rule 5 of the House of Commons Code of Conduct, which requires MPs to properly register financial interests. This isn't a paperwork technicality. This goes to the heart of whether voters can actually trust the people they elect. Now let's talk about the man writing the checks. Christopher Harborne, British national, based in Thailand, sometimes goes by the Thai name Chakrit Sakunkrit. Harborne is a shareholder in Tether and Bitfinex, two of the biggest names in the global cryptocurrency market. According to Donations Watch, Harborne has spent close to £21 million on political donations in total, with Reform UK alone receiving over £19 million of that. Let that sink in. One man, one party, £19 million. The £9 million party donation alone is believed to be the largest single political donation ever made by a living individual in British history. And on top of that, a separate undeclared £5 million personal gift to Farage himself. Here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Harborne donated £9 million to Reform UK on August 1st. Just 1 month later, Farage went on LBC and publicly promoted Tether, the very cryptocurrency company in which Harborne holds a significant stake. On air, Farage said Tether was about to be valued as a $500 billion company and pushed for London to fully embrace crypto. The Liberal Democrats raised concerns about a potential conflict of interest that could undermine public trust in the integrity of our political system. Now ask yourself, if a man gives you £5 million personally and £9 million to your party, and you then go on national radio promoting his companies, is that a coincidence or is that a transaction? To be fair, let's hear his side. Farage says the funds were necessary because of ongoing security threats and what he described as a lack of support from the state. "I don't think the state will ever help me," he told The Telegraph. "I'm very much on my own and will be for the rest of my life." Reform's deputy leader Richard Tice backed him up, insisting the £5 million was a personal gift and that Farage had complied with all the rules. "Frankly, £5 million is probably not enough," Tice said. "The dangers to his life grow." Tice pointed out that Farage had previously tried and failed to secure Home Office-funded security back in 2019, and that Harbin stepped in after becoming concerned about his level of protection. Fine, security is a legitimate concern for any public figure. But here's the problem. Even if every word of that is true, the rules still require you to declare it. Because transparency is the only thing standing between democracy and a system where the richest man in the room quietly calls the shots. This isn't just about Farage. The UK Labour government is now reportedly planning to ban crypto political donations entirely, citing concerns about the opaque nature of cryptocurrency, which makes it difficult to verify who is actually behind a donation and opens the door to potential foreign interference. Think about what that means. A Thailand-based billionaire operating through cryptocurrency networks, has effectively become the single largest financial backer of a major British political party. And until journalists started digging, almost nobody knew about the £5 million personal payment on top of that. This is the modern shape of political influence. It doesn't look like a brown envelope under a table anymore. It looks like a security gift, a personal donation, a private arrangement between friends. The money is cleaner, the language is softer, but the dynamic is exactly the same. Here's what you need to take away from this. When a politician tells you he's the voice of the people, look at who's funding his security detail. When a party tells you it's fighting the establishment, check whose money built it. Reform UK is rising in the polls. Labour is struggling. And the man at the centre of this investigation could realistically be a prime ministerial candidate within a few years, which means this investigation matters, not just for British politics, but as a case study in how democracies quietly get captured, not through coups, not through elections being stolen, but through money flowing in through the back door while everyone's looking at the front. The real question isn't whether Farage declared a gift on time. The real question is, what does £14 million buy you in British politics? And we deserve an honest answer. So tell me, do you think political donations this large should even be legal? Or is this just how the game has always been played? Drop your thoughts below.